Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye has friends. No, really, Jeff has friends. Jeff's friends are on this podcast. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship.
Friendship.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it. Back to it. Back to the podcast. Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast. Me and Tony coming at you hot in 2020. Thanks for all the comments and new subs we got last week. Michael Rosenbaum. Love you, dude. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Thanks for being my new friend. This week, we're coming at you with an all-new friend you've never met before. She is a very, very talented comedian and actress, theater actress first. Now she's a TV and commercial actress. She's very, very awesome. She's very, very beautiful. She's very sharp. I appreciate how quick she is. She's very quick-witted, she's very funny, and she's very silly, which I like. All those things. And we stayed pretty light the whole episode, you know? We had like one part that went a little serious, but that was good too. And then we went right back to light, which I appreciate. She is a professional matchmaker. That's what her podcast is all about. It's called Falling in Love is the name of her podcast with LEAH LAMARR. And she matches people up. It's really sophisticated and complicated, and it seems like a whole lot of work for a podcast that's free. So subscribe to that, hook her up, give her some listens. Maybe she can help you find true love if you live in the greater California area. What else? She's got a thing called The Real Witches of WeHo. It's more than a thing. It's a very funny web series called Real Witches of WeHo. January 23rd, you can find them at the LA Performance Center in Santa Monica, which is part of the Art and Movie Awards Festival, and they're going to be featured there. Give that a whatever. But first, let's listen to the episode. You're going to love LEAH LAMARR. We do. If you're a Patreon subscriber, thank you so much. It goes a long way. A lot of new subs this week, so hey, thank you. We love you guys. Welcome aboard. The channel's, you know, it's in its infancy. We're still working on it. We're still trying to get more subscribers. We're going to have a lot more content for you in 2020, and the more subs we get, the more content we can provide. So we really, really appreciate you guys. If you don't know what you get by subscribing to Patreon, you get free stand-up comedy club tickets to all of my live performances. You get to watch this episode right as it comes out, and all the other episodes and all the future episodes as soon as they come out on Wednesday. You will be first to watch them in their entirety in video and audio format. And also you can message with me, go back and forth with me personally, because that's you got me right there on Patreon. I'll subscribe. Without further ado, love you guys. From All Things Comedy, enjoy LEAH LAMARR. Yeah, grab that microphone there, Leah. Let the people hear you.
Is it directional, yeah?
Yeah.
Just right into it?
You're nailing it.
I got it.
You know how this
I
shit
have my own
works.
podcast.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, you have your own podcast. You also do stand-up. Those are both mic things.
Yeah.
And when you do like real work, they hide a microphone in your shirt.
Right.
And they take extra long to do it because they're usually perverts. They get our mics done very easy. But
They
like,
just hand it to
clothes.
me. They just hand it to me, like, put this on.
It's my
They don't
favorite
want to
part.
They don't want to touch me.
It's the most action I get every month.
Oh,
Just
God,
some
don't
random
do
pervert.
That. Don't
I'm just
start
kidding.
like this, Leah.
I'm sorry.
I love when gorgeous women are like, I'm like a grandma. No, it's like, dude, that's you choosing not to get
it's
action.
obviously a lie.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Well,
False humility.
whatever.
It's like,
Whatever you wanna call it.
like you would be surprised. Like no one ever hits on me, and you're like, well, probably daily.
No, that
Probably
like hourly. Yeah. I would say like
Especially
on a half
social
hour.
media.
Oh my God, the
Yeah.
DMs are insane.
Everyone's taking shots.
I mean, I have a stalker right now, not to brag, but
Let's hear about it. Also,
What's their name?
And I want to be very clear. Is it a stalker, or is it just a dude who's a creep who doesn't have boundaries?
it's not Joe Goldberg. Let's put it that way.
No
Like,
idea what that reference
think,
is. Is that a Gen Z reference?
No, it's to you on Netflix.
Oh,
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you guys are.
I haven't seen it.
Not
I know the
caught up.
show,
This
yeah.
is
I
awkward.
don't watch scripted television generally.
Wow, you're
There's
in
too
the
many
wrong
sports
town.
and documentaries and stuff. Like, I mean, there's certain scripted stuff that I really like, but I watch a lot of
Mandalorian.
TV.
You like
Not
the
above watching TV.
You like
It's just
the
like I don't watch
Mandalorian?
script. Yeah, Mandalorian scripted.
You should watch The Witcher.
I've heard.
Yeah. Anyways.
All I'm saying is that he's got a Hotmail address, and I don't think he's going to murder me. Although, actually, maybe someone with a Hotmail address would murder me.
Yeah, of course they would.
Oh my God.
But, like, what is he
I'm going
doing?
to get murdered by
So
my
let's hear about
stalker. Okay, so he's been sending me 2 or 3 emails a day, almost every day for almost a year.
Yeah, that's a stalker.
Well, I mean, again, that's a big term.
But I believe he's also taken it to Instagram.
Okay.
And so the emails are like, I'm in love with you. You're so perfect.
Yeah.
The earth moved when I saw you.
Right.
You've moved
I'm gonna use that.
mountains. And I'm like, dude, you have to stop because I am falling in love with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was
right,
working.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You're like-
working.
You're just, oh, please
I was
be a
like,
guy
I
with
gotta
abs.
stop
Please
reading
be a guy with
these.
abs.
Yeah.
He actually sounds like he'd be faithful. He's an
Yeah.
earth mover.
I know.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you ever want to talk to me, I'll respect your boundaries. And I was like, that is so hot. And
No one's ever
you know what
said
I mean?
that.
I was like, oh my God, he listens. And I don't know. He's never sent a photo, though,
Yeah, you know what that means.
that he's probably
A monster.
Donald Trump.
No.
Well,
Worse.
that's a monster. Yeah.
At least that one's successful.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Oh
not
my God.
for the best
true.
reasons, but at
Yeah,
least
right.
Donald Trump's got some bread.
Also
Yeah,
This
true.
guy's got a Hotmail account and just a
I
bunch
know.
of bad played out. And also,
What?
I hope he doesn't kill me. Now that why am I talking? He seemed like a great guy. Hey, give him a shot, Leah. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Well,
He's
you know,
definitely gonna hear this because you're on.
I
it.
know, and I'm
then
really,
he's gonna
I'm
hear
never
me
going to
talk. I'm
post
like,
about
hey,
it.
Hey.
Put
And
your
it's the
kids-
first thing on the
putting
podcast.
yourself on the scope.
God, I am doomed. Well,
It's
you
not
know
the
who
first
you
thing.
are.
I've already introduced you, and everyone's kind of up to date and familiar with you. And
Oh.
I said nice things
That's so
about
sweet.
you.
You did?
I like you.
Yeah.
But let's talk about your outfit.
Oh, what a
When you
nightmare.
walked in the door, you looked like a hot chick dressed weird.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's exactly how I feel.
So what exactly? What
I had a
explain
commercial
yourself?
audition earlier
Yeah.
today, and usually you're supposed to wear bright colors. I usually only wear black.
Why do they say wear bright colors? A lot of people on this pod don't.
A lot of people wear bright colors for commercials because when you think of a commercial product, any of your biggest fast food chain restaurants or anything that you might see on the shelves, shampoos, cereal boxes, everything you can think of probably is a bright color. Or their
Pops.
company colors are bright colors. Like McDonald's, fast food, you think red and yellow.
Yeah.
You know? Best Buy, you think bright blue.
You don't want a cereal that's like black and gray.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing, so
Yeah.
I made the mistake of the fact that I have booked 2 commercials wearing all black.
Yeah.
And so now in my head, I'm like, oh, I could just be the girl who goes in and wears black. And then I haven't booked something in 6 months. So I'm like, maybe I should just go back to wearing flannel
Sure.
and bright colors.
The girl the hot girl next door.
We're trying.
Just kinda
you
everyday
guys.
gal.
I know, but I just want everyone to know I usually wear black turtlenecks
Okay.
because I'm Steve Jobs.
Right. You
Yeah.
work at whatever he
Apple.
did.
Yeah. Whatever he did. Yeah.
I was
whoever
gonna say
that guy is.
Microsoft, and then I was like, I don't know what this. I'm gonna screw it up either
Yeah,
way.
no.
Yeah. No, that
Because
was Bill
Macintosh
Gates.
is in Apple,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
and Microsoft is also in
Windows.
Apple. I don't know. Can't Windows be on an Apple?
No.
No.
no,
I mean,
no.
0 for 1, really.
We'll edit that out. I looked like an idiot. I sounded real stupid.
No,
Tony, please edit that.
No, I'm gonna clip it.
I don't want to sound
I'm
like a
gonna clip
buffoon
it
on my own podcast.
and post it.
This is
I'm
humiliating.
sure you've already done it millions of times.
I have.
I
And
know.
they're aware of it, but that one felt especially silly.
It was especially dumb, honestly. Yeah.
So I hate commercial auditions. And was my go-to
You're
thing.
too tall for the camera.
Well, I've never booked. I've never kept a commercial agent for longer than 1 month because I have too much pride. They go, and I audition for movies. I audition for things. I'm a very good client. But when it comes to commercial auditions, they're like, "Hey Jeff, we need you to like." You'll just get an email in the middle of the day. For anybody who doesn't know how this business works, they'll just email you in the middle of the day, like, "Hey, I need you to go to Santa Monica in an hour, dressed like a ninja." And I'm like, "Never. I'll
Yeah.
never do that. You'll
Yeah, it's the
never.
worst.
I'm not gonna be a pirate in Hermosa Beach on 45 minutes notice ever." So
And
I
that's-
just go no, and
Yeah.
they go, "What do you mean no?" And they're like, "Are you in town?" I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not doing that." And then we go this weird thing, and then they just never, ever, ever email me again.
They ghost you.
Yeah,
Well, and that's the difference
We
between
ghost
you.
each other.
Oh, that's so sad.
yeah,
Just a slow fade out with your commercial agents.
yeah. Because they're like, we need a guy who's literally going to just go to everything desperately and just wants to work so hard in commercial industry. Yeah,
And if you see
Like
the trunk
me.
of my car, I've got like an 80s prom dress, an alien outfit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, yeah, whatever you need, I'll be there in a second.
Yeah.
Sherman Oaks, Van Nuys,
Really?
Santa Monica, Silver Lake. Yeah.
in a prom dress.
I will show you my trunk. I swear to God.
It's like a little prop closet for like a drama class.
It's really sad.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
I like it. And I'm not trashing those people. I'm just saying that, like, I get embarrassed. You could call it pride or you could call it
Yeah.
embarrassment.
Yeah.
I can't picture myself being like, hey, where's the bathroom? I got like a hook hand and like a parrot. I'm
Yeah.
like, I would be so humiliated.
Yeah.
And then there's
That's really what it is. It's not pride as much as just me going, oh, this isn't happening.
And then there's just a room filled with people, just like 20 people in their late 20s, early 30s, all wearing mime costumes looking the saddest they've
Right.
ever looked in their
But at
lives.
least that's part of a community, Leah. What if I go
Yeah.
and literally the next door over to where I'm sitting with a bunch of other hot guys, all the hot guys are like there for like a Levi's commercial and they look all fucking good. And then I walk in like the lonely pirate and I'm like, oh, you guys aren't here for the Samsung pirate thing? And they're like, no. Like, what is it? And they all look all hot and shit. And then I picture like my ex-girlfriend walking in and like I look like a pirate and then there's this, it's too much. It
I
gives
feel like lonely pirate is a euphemism for who you really are.
oh, that's not. How dare you?
It's like the name of your next special.
the lonely
Well, the
pirate.
lonely pirate.
Yeah, a cute little children's book.
Yeah.
He's just sailing the seas looking for pirate friends.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, so you had a weird audition today that you
Yeah.
started to tell Leah in the kitchen, and then I said, no! Save it for the pod.
Yeah. So my auditions are usually like Old Spice commercials where it's like I'm a football player in the locker room
Yeah.
and Von Miller's doing something funny and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, in a
Or-
towel.
Yeah, or I'm like, oh, I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings and Dak Prescott throws me a pass from the TV and
Right.
it knocks me over and drinks spill on me and I'm a big goof.
Yeah.
I walk into this one and the description too was very vague. It's for like a health insurance thing and it just said like husband and I was like, all right, so we'll see. And it's like a supportive,
Which you aren't.
no, but it's like a supportive, kind person. I was like, okay, you know, I have kind eyes.
You are supportive.
Is
Yeah,
that why
kinda.
we're wearing green?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He's kind. He's like the green M&M, the
Yeah.
lady,
No, that's a sexy
the
M&M.
girl.
Hey, there you go.
No, but she's the kindest
yeah.
because she's the girl.
Yeah, she's got emotional availability.
Actually, she's kind of a bitch. If now that I'm thinking about it,
I know, honestly,
she's the hot one that's like very sassy.
She's a slut.
Yeah, you can call her green. She's depicted as a black woman.
Dude, you're not going to book it. You wore the wrong color.
Don't do that to Tony.
I mean, you're totally going to book it.
He's a sweet young boy.
Hey.
Yikes.
You know.
Wait, how old are you?
Excuse me?
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
We'll
keep
move on.
going.
She's older than we thought.
Yeah, I'm like 49.
That response is
I'm
older than we
72.
thought.
God. So I get,
So go ahead.
I get there and they bring us in the room, and it's me, the woman who's auditioning to be a wife, the woman who's auditioning to be a doctor, and then a mom and her 7-month-old baby because there's a baby in the commercial too. So I'm just like, I don't know where this is going.
Were there real babies there?
There was a real 7-month-old baby
Holy-
there. Yeah.
Well, how does that baby, like, how do they let the baby down? Like, you didn't book the part.
Tough business,
The baby
baby.
has no idea.
It's a tough business.
Just
Baby's
looking for
laughing all the way to the
breasts.
bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they book it.
Yeah. So we get there and like there wasn't copy or anything. They literally didn't want us to speak, but they were sitting there like, all right, the first part we did the end of the commercial first. Like, all right, you're sitting there, you and your wife, and the doctor brings in your newborn baby. And you did it. You made it.
What a commercial.
And I'm like, oh, sweet. They hand her the baby, starts screaming, crying
Oh.
immediately.
The baby?
Yeah, oh yeah. Because we took her away from her mom who's standing over there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they used a real
And
baby.
it's
for
a real
the
baby and not her real mom,
Oh,
you know?
God.
And you just threw it in the air. You're like, I've never held
And I
one
was
before.
like, but thank God I didn't have to hold this screaming baby. They gave it to my wife. So I was like, okay. And like,
Why
oh,
wouldn't they just book that mom?
she's not an actress. So
Fair enough.
that baby though killed it because they wanted a screaming, crying baby, and they fucking
Oh,
got
nice.
Wow.
They fucking got one. But then that happened, and then they're like, all right, next the baby could leave because she was screaming, being a diva.
Star-tude.
Then the next one's like, all right, now this is the part where the doctor had just given you the bad news about your breast cancer probably going to kill you and your baby. I was
Yeesh.
like, what? Hold on, what? Wait a minute. They're like, and we don't want any dialogue, but it's going to be about 1.5 to 2 minutes. You're sitting there together,
Right.
going through the gamut of emotions.
Which
I
is
was
a
like,
lot to ask
Jesus.
if you're a real actor. That's a lot to ask because like real actors like they think about it and they like they feel that
Yeah.
you know like they like have to that means you have to tear
Yeah.
like just on an afternoon.
Do you know
on
what my
what's today,
agents told me
Wednesday?
when I they're like, all right, so we got to get you to like UCB or whatever. We got to get you that improv training
You're like, no, I don't.
for commercials. That's how it works. I'm like, all right, cool. And now I'm here like, my wife's dying, my baby's gonna
Yeah.
have cancer. Like,
Not a lot of
it's like,
yucks in this
whoa.
commercial.
I think they just need to hire Nicole Kidman and
it
move
was,
on.
Yeah, it was crazy.
She's out of budget.
Yeah.
And we did that, and then the last
Slightly.
part was the doctor actually telling us the bad news. So like, if you can cry, cry. I
Oh,
was
Did,
like, what?
did
the
we get any
fuck?
tears?
Not from
What about
me.
from her?
Because fake crying is worse than not crying.
Yeah.
Like you can't fake cry.
right.
So I'm just doing the stoic, like
Disappointed. Shock.
not crying. I'm not gonna cry. I went with that move.
Could you imagine Jeff Dye auditioning for the doctor role?
you'd be like,
Oh,
oh,
actually,
looking
yes.
right in the can, going, so your breast cancer's back.
yeah, and it's not
Might
looking
expect the baby.
good.
Cut. What? I thought I.
Yeah.
I could see you delivering it with like such psychopathy, just like stone cold, just delivering it straight to camera.
No way. Just
I
like
could see-
very
I have
like
faith in you. Yeah.
you're dying
Yeah.
and your baby might die. And I
It was
feel like I
wild.
would be
This
giggling.
sounds like an SNL sketch.
It
Like the
was
doctor
wild.
that can't deliver bad news.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
good.
just a sweetheart. They're like, "Why are you so happy?" He's like, "I don't know."
And they were
Life's good.
and they were going
doctor.
they were going really stereotypical for the all the doctors that were in the
Asian.
Asian women.
Yeah, that's
The
it.
entire
Really
time.
stereotypical.
All of them.
Yeah.
No Jewish doctors?
All of them. Not that I saw.
That's lame.
Do you know a lot about being Jewish? Like, was your family like in it?
No,
No,
no. I grew up Reform.
I don't know what that means.
It's like the least Jewish you can be while
Okay.
still calling yourself Jewish.
Right, vanilla, very vanilla
Yeah,
Jew.
the most vanilla Jew. But I grew up in a super Jewy area, so a lot of people were way more Jewish than
Which
I
means
was.
they probably judged you a lot.
So much
They're like,
judgment.
oh, look at this one.
Yeah, they're like, wow, she's not
One of those
walking on
light-skinned
Saturday.
Jews.
Literally, yeah. But
Would your dad walk out of the house and like, oh, he doesn't even have the curls?
Yeah.
And they
yeah,
throw
no, I mean,
No, they
you
were
know,
a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood, was it?
no, it's like conservative.
Right.
But there were some Hasids. There's nothing. Look, I get it. It's just like don't make me a second-rate Jew just because I don't worship the way you do.
Yeah,
you know, I
right.
have fun on Hanukkah.
Yeah.
I'm a
you
silly
know,
goose.
Yeah, I'm like a 3-day Jew. I celebrate the
Hey,
big three. You
it's
know,
what's
the
fun.
big
Better
holidays.
better than 0 days.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm randomly starting, not randomly, I think it's obvious that I look Jewish and I'm Jewish, but I have just started getting those just like Jewish roles.
Yeah.
Which
Like
is so
on James Corden, you did a
yeah.
Jewish thing.
Yeah. I was the Hanukkah girl
Yeah.
in the music video.
It was awesome. It was
Thank
great.
you. Yeah. It was the most fun ever. Everyone was so nice.
It is funny because it's so funny. It's like where we grew up, there weren't a lot of Jewish people.
I never knew one.
I didn't meet a Jewish person until I was like 17, and when I moved up to Seattle to like live in that house, like I met a bunch. Well, not a bunch. I met like 5, whatever. That's a lot
That's a
from
bunch.
0 to 5.
Yeah, that's literally
And
a
then
bunch.
so then I started like learning things about Jewish culture and things like that. And then when I moved to LA, obviously, and being a comedian, we have lots of Jewish friends now, and I have lots. I feel like I've learned more about Jewish culture, but I have some Jewish friends who never shut up about Jewish things. Alex Edelman will not.
He's the king of Judaism.
Dude,
Yeah.
we'll be
He
in a
really
green
is.
room at a comedy club, and like I'll reference just a baseball player, and like somehow he'll be able to find it a way back to being a Jewish story.
I have never heard, you know how comics have different types of material for different types of shows?
Mhm.
We were both on a Jew show. And
What is a Jew show?
It was a show that was for the IDF,
What's that?
supporting the Israeli Defense Forces.
Okay.
It was at the Hollywood
They
Improv.
have their own army, huh?
Yeah, have you heard
Who
of it?
knew?
Yeah. And he did maybe 20, 25 minutes of Jewish material that has killed harder than anyone's regular material has ever
Wow.
killed.
Yeah, because they're like, this is about us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
for us. And
Oh.
it was so fun. It's like it was like I felt like I was watching an episode of Curb but on stage
Mhm.
and I was not uncomfortable the whole time.
Right.
Does that
I
make
love
any
that.
sense?
Yeah. Wait, but what do you mean you were on stage?
No, he was on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant you were up there with him. I was like, what?
Wouldn't that be so weird? If
Yeah.
he's like, and this is what Jews
Jewel
look like.
comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're a good one.
Thank you so much. And also that's kind of anti-Semitic, but it's fine.
Well, you're a good-looking Jew. I'm saying there's good-looking things in every.
In every category.
yeah.
Like
So,
there are
yeah.
good-looking Christians.
Yeah, and ugly ones.
Well,
And there's a joke that Mo Mandel tells that drives me insane.
what is it?
Every time I hear it, it drives me insane. He's like, my mom wants me to marry a Jewish woman. And then I'm like, ooh, I'd rather marry someone attractive. And I'm always like, there's plenty in every single thing.
Natalie Portman, Gal Gadot,
Right.
please.
That's why the joke doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crowd always laughs, like, oh, how edgy of a take. He's calling all Jewish women unattractive. But in my mind, I'm always like, that wouldn't work in anything you fill in there. Like, if you're like, my mom wants me to marry a Filipino, and then I'm like, I want to marry someone attractive. It's like, no, there's plenty of hot Filipino. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing you could put there that would make sense.
Yeah, it's weird.
But he chose
Mila
Jewish.
Kunis. I mean, please. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, they're pretty hot.
We've got a lot of good ones.
You're naming just the famous ones.
I'm
How
naming
about
just the hot ones.
500 that live on Melrose that aren't even famous. They're just
I haven't
wandering
seen
around.
them though. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'd have to see on a hotness scale where they're
Right.
at
Okay.
before I can claim them.
I trust you.
Yeah.
You can trust me.
I can.
Yeah, I've got a good palate for that.
Mm.
Wait, so did you grow up in California?
No, New York.
Oh my God.
I
That's even
know.
more Jewish.
It's
I'm
the
just
most Jewish.
kidding. It sounds like what I'm saying is very edgy, but it isn't. I'm just learning about Jews.
Were you scared when you met Jews?
No? Why would I be scared?
Because I feel like when I went to school in Virginia, a lot of people were not scared of meeting me, but truly had a lot of questions that scared me. Like, they actually believed that I had horns.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No way.
I swear
Leah.
on my life.
What? Where did
I
they grow
swear
up
on
in
my
Nazi
life.
Germany?
Yeah, well, it's in Charlottesville, which is
Yeah,
where the
but
KKK
you're
was.
not- maybe you are 70 years old.
I'm so old. No, this was just a couple years ago that the KKK came through and killed 3 people, and they're like, the Jews won't like survive or something. You didn't hear about this?
No, I don't watch a lot of news.
Oh, awkward. But it was, I mean, they had like Confederate flags the size of frat houses covering frat houses.
Weird.
And it's like, you guys know the South lost, right? Like, this is,
Yeah, it's a very strange time to make that.
it was real.
Proud.
Yeah, it was so odd. I was like, the South lost. It's time to move on.
Right.
The school was built by slaves. So that's also part of its heritage. And it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I went to University of Virginia, if that wasn't clear. You know, the school Thomas Jefferson built. Anyway, so there's a lot of racial tension down there.
Sure.
But
It's weird
yeah.
that you would think that maybe someone, because there's things like I'm a little much verbally, like I don't think that's why I do well in stand-up comedy, but like I love like if the next trans person I meet, they're in trouble because I'm gonna have like 500 questions.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna be like, "Can I get away from this guy?" Like he's just, and I'm curious.
You
I'm
phrased
genuinely
that
curious.
really weird.
Well, they're
Yeah,
gonna
it
be
was-
annoyed.
Yeah, we're both uncomfortable.
They're gonna
the
be
people
annoyed.
in plaid are uncomfortable.
That's what I mean. No, I
The
love
next
trans people.
person I see, they're in trouble.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
But what I'm suggesting is like I'm gonna annoy them with all my questions
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all of my nonsense. So I'm never like afraid for that stuff. Like I think the first Jewish person I ever met, her name was Rachel, and I just talked her ear off about it.
It
'Cause
does
I'm
seem like
curious.
the easiest name to choose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The first Jewish person. Rachel, you know. It's like,
Is that
we
a
got
Jewish
it.
name?
So, what?
I didn't know that.
Rachel Green on Friends? Come on. Get
I
with
didn't
the
know she's
program.
Jewish either.
I think everyone's Jewish.
On Friends?
Did you take your 23andMe? Everyone's like a little bit Jewish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
Did you-
Jewish.
Are you?
Yeah, but
I got
mean, I didn't do any of the Jewish things. But
I
my
told-
mom is half Jewish, half German.
Didn't I tell you though? My
You're
grandma.
half Jew?
No, I'm quarter Jew
Oh,
because my dad is Spanish and French Canadian.
cute.
That's
Jeff,
what
didn't
makes
I-
this.
Didn't I tell you?
Oh
I
my
sent
God.
you a picture of my grandma.
That's
when
what
I
this look is what I'm saying. It's like that
Yeah.
combination is this
It's a
look.
cute little Mod Podge.
When I,
Yeah, you're
thank
doing
you.
all right.
when I was home
What's
for
that?
Christmas, I sent you that picture of my grandma.
Yeah.
Just the evidence.
So this
the
is a little
evidence,
update
the
for
evidence
the
is stacking
viewers,
up.
the podcast viewers. A little update. So on one of the episodes, Tony said,
When Courtney was
it
here,
was
yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah, Courtney Sherman's episode. This goofball goes, I think my mom is or my
No, my
grandma
grandma.
was the reincarnate.
I didn't say reincarnate.
Anne Frank.
I think Anne Frank got out, and it was my grandma. That was what I said.
That's a really
which is
wild
even more
statement.
ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah, and
I played
so
Anne Frank at
remember
the
being like,
historical roast.
one, that is not how reincarnation works.
Yeah.
Two, that's implausible. They got her. I'm
Sure.
sure of it.
Yeah.
And then so this is the update to this. Tony starts sending me photos on Christmas, like a little game. Like, all right, who is this? Anne Frank or my grandma? And I'll tell you what. They looked a lot alike.
I'll be the judge
They
of
looked
that.
a lot alike.
Actually, Anne Frank wasn't murdered by the Nazis. She
I mean,
had just
we
died
don't
of
know.
a sickness.
The book just ended.
Or what I said. But yeah, it could be the book.
How did
ended.
she died of sickness?
That's what they reported. Her and her sister died
Yeah,
of a
they
sickness.
also said
Who reported?
they also said Tupac's dead, and he might be out there.
Well, he's
Also, they
obviously
claim
alive.
Hitler died, and then they put like an Asian woman's skull with a bullet hole through it in the Louvre for like 700 years. And then it turns out that once DNA came out, they're like, that's definitely not the skull of a man from
Do you think
Austria.
Hitler's alive?
I don't think he's alive now. I think that what happened
Do you think
was
he went
that,
to Cuba? That's the one thing. Like he went to Cuba.
No, so I don't believe any of those kind of things, but I just think that times were tough back then. It was really hard to navigate, like, and confirm if someone died,
Sure.
or like to confirm, like, you got a bunch of bodies in Nazi Germany. It's hard to know. It's not like modern times where we're like, all right, we'll run this through a thing and figure it out. I think that it was loose reporting. Like, we got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like,
And no one's like taking Instagram photos and tagging where they are. So
Yeah.
it's
It's
like
tricky. Also, he had like all these people that looked alike. Like he had all these lookalikes, which is like a famous dictator thing that I think he started actually. But he there was times like years before the fall of Nazi Germany where they claimed they killed Hitler. And that was like all over the as much news as you could get then. They would say, "Oh, we did it. We killed Hitler." And then like
They took
no,
that from
that's
Star
just-
Wars.
What's that? Well, it's Star Wars. Yeah, that's probably how it worked.
this is exactly what I wanted to talk about today.
Hitler?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bum you out. You said you're Jew light. I don't know why you're so triggered by Hitler. That was an update
I'm
about
not.
his.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm trying to make this about
Graham
me.
Graham.
Is that okay with you? God.
This isn't all about you. This is the Jeff Dye Friendship Podcast. And these
all right.
guests, they've made it very, or not guests, these listeners made it very clear. We love hearing Jeff and Tony talk. It's not always about the guests.
Wait, can I see the side by side then?
Yeah.
I don't have a side by side.
How do
Let
you
me
not
see.
have a
You can
side by
whip
side?
one up in the
Pick
diptych.
stitch it.
Well, let me see if I can even still
I like
find
diptych, but
still
pitchstick's
find
better.
that picture.
You win. That is a little better.
Diptych.
All right, let's talk about this. Yeah,
Yeah.
diptych. It's funner to say.
A diptych.
More fun to say.
Whatever.
All right, so here's the thing.
Here's the picture.
Oh, great. You couldn't have waited.
That's your Graham Graham?
Yeah.
I guess you guys have all seen that photo of Graham Graham.
No, not yet. Now they have.
It's pretty close.
That's-
pretty
Yeah,
close.
that's good.
Honestly, I'm impressed. You might be related to Anne Frank.
Yeah. Who knows?
No, that's quite a reach. They just looked alike. Plus, all in
Let
black
me
and
have
white.
this.
Yeah, not
It's
all
all in
Jews
black
look
and
alike,
white.
okay? We do. We
The
do.
little girl ones
Yeah.
from that time.
Yeah.
They all dressed the same
Yeah.
hair. That's maybe edit
Awkward.
that out.
When was-
All right, so here's the thing. You do a thing called the Real Witches of WeHo.
Yeah.
And actually, January 23rd, if you guys want to write this down, at the LA Performance Center in Santa Monica, part of the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards Festival, you guys will be performing or
We'll
showing
be
your
screening
stuff?
our
stuff.
web series,
Nice.
and we're finalists.
Nice.
So come.
Nice.
It's gonna be
So
fun.
I'm friends with and have had on this podcast Kristen Doty, who is
Oh.
the Witches of WeHo. Like, that's their kind of thing.
Mhm.
And we were recently at a party together.
Yes.
And you were there and she was there.
Yes.
Is she aware of this? Are you aware of that? Like, what is the story? Is there any relationship?
There was no relation
Okay.
whatsoever. I actually don't watch a lot of reality television.
Okay, yeah.
So I was kind of unaware of whatever was going on in that sphere. My writing partner, however, loves reality television and was almost on that show
Right.
because she worked at SUR when they started the whole show and she
Oh.
refused to be on it. And so
Right,
her
smart.
and Kristen were friends for a long time because they knew each other from SUR. Anyway, so we made this web series, The Real Witches of West Hollywood. It was supposed to be very silly. It's like a mockumentary,
Yeah,
reality
actual
TV
witches,
style.
like the big kind of pointy
Mhm.
hats, very silly, fun stuff.
Right. So it's like a magical world, actual witches, but it's a reality
Halloween
TV
witches.
show. Yeah.
Although
Halloween.
witches are supposed to be ugly and gross.
Well, not all witches are ugly and gross.
Yeah, well, the way they were depicted originally with the big pointy hats, so they would have like a wart, and they were to
Well,
make.
that's like a
you
Wizard of
can't
Oz.
blur
That's
the
like
lines.
that's like a Wizard of Oz.
I mean,
You want kids to be afraid of witches, so you make them
Wizard
unattractive.
of Oz.
there's a lot of
dude.
crossover between Jews and witches that we.
Oh, no.
we talk
You're
about on the
doing it again,
podcast.
aren't
I know. But no, it's just fun. It's silly. It's glamorous.
it's cute.
Reality TV, comedy, whatever. Anyway, then after we put out our first episode, the Witches of WeHo put out a wine, a
Right.
potion.
Yeah,
Right.
it's in my fridge right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. She came on here to promote it, like right before it came out.
Wow. So potion 1, she said sold out. Potion 2, they have, and now I think they're making a third
It's also
potion.
easy to sell out of any product when you're on some show where all your followers will just do anything you tell them. It's not a real good like sample of like if the business is good. You know, it's not like people are like, we've got to have rosé. It's like they're just like, well, I'll buy the thing. 'Cause it's like Stone Cold Steve Austin making like hot sauce or something. And people are like,
Beer.
yeah, I love Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going to buy
What's your
the-
dream product to make for yourself? That if all of your fans would just buy it no matter what.
my comedy. I want someone to enjoy my comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have like a dream product, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah. But keep going. I want to hear the rest of this.
Oh, well, anyway, so then we all met at the party and Carly and Kristen were chatting. And we were like, wow, we should do a collab. So I think we have a collab in the future where Witches of WeHo Potion, probably number 2, will get intermingled with the Real Witches of West Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
That's cool.
Here's a little idea for you. Free.
Yeah, I
Free
love a good
from Jeff
idea.
Dye.
idea.
What's the free idea?
You guys stumbling upon
Mm.
their wine at the store and being like, what is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're annoyed about that.
Yeah. So actually funny that you should mention that. We do obviously plan to have witches or reality star witches,
Yeah.
whichever they are, who are our competitors.
Yeah.
And so we're trying that was one of the ideas that we
Yeah.
were thinking of for our collab.
And then you guys say, fuck this. If they're going to try and make this when we're the real witches of WeHo, we'll make our own. But yours is all gross and shit. And you're trying to get in stores, but nobody wants it because you're like it's potion-y. It's kind of like gross on the
Oh
outside.
my God. No one wants our potion?
No one
Ew.
would want it. You don't
Tale
know
of
what you're
Newt.
doing. You're witches. You don't know what you're
Yeah.
up to.
Yeah,
The
but
tale of
we're
But
Newt.
yours actually works. Theirs gets people drunk. Yours turns like ex-boyfriends into like turtles and
Yeah,
shit, like something
exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
We're
it
witch
doesn't-
influencers,
You're not gonna
you know?
move a lot of product that way. I think that's against the law. So it's kind of funny.
I mean, not in this world, but maybe. We'll figure it out. It just
Yeah.
feels like you're not a producer on the show, so time for you to.
Okay, well, I mean, it's a free idea. I don't know what you're upset
We
about.
loved it, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna call her
super
immediately
sorry
after
for
this.
the free idea.
Yeah, no, it's really
It's
fun.
been good having you on, actually. It's been a treat. Tony, what's going on this
No,
week, man?
back,
Seahawks
hello.
lost. Yeah, we're very sad about it. All right, so what was I going to ask you about? We
I don't
did
know.
that whole thing about the witches of WeHo, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Oh, I wanted to say something, just a little quick beat, new feature we're doing, something that annoys me. Jeff Dye's annoyed by this. This is the one of the new ones.
Mm.
I'll start it with a question for us, and then I'll tell you what really pisses me off. Do you do online dating? Like, do you use dating apps?
I've deleted them.
Okay, but you've had them.
I've had them.
You're aware of them.
Yeah,
You get the process.
I got it.
Wasn't interested. Deleted them.
I just hate it.
We know your take, and you have
Same.
a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I go back and forth. I'll like not look at it for literally like 8 months.
Mhm.
And then in like some late night drunken annoyed at my ex-girlfriend ignoring my text or something, I'll pop on the dating app and do it. So I match with a girl. You won't
Mhm.
believe this. I match with a girl and this is what I've been saving this for like weeks because I didn't want to
Yeah.
step on any toes here, but where's she at? Okay. Match with this girl. She's pretty.
Okay.
Looks good. I wrote as my opening like thing because I don't think it needs to be a big. I don't know what you're expecting us to magically write that's going to really knock your socks off in a first sentence.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be the first sentence of a dialogue.
Mhm.
It's just me, and I wrote, "Hello, little one." That's what I wrote because she's definitely smaller than me. I'm 6'4". She goes, "Good morning. For transparency's sake, I'm probably bigger than you." Right? And I was like,
Oh.
"Oh, well, good morning." And I doubt it. I'm 6'4". I'm 220 pounds. And she goes, "So far." I guess she's going to get bigger, I guess. She goes, "Oh, sorry. I mean, I'm fat." And then she goes, "You're right. You're much fatter than me." But I didn't reply to any of those. Those were all just 3 things in a row.
Uh-huh.
I wrote, "Ha ha ha. I'm probably fatter too. What are you doing? Are you out in this rain?" Right? We go back and forth. Nothing good. She goes, "Nope, I'm home." Okay. I was like, "Okay." And I said, "I'm about to go do a bunch of bullshit. I'm off to stand-up comedy. If you would like to come to my show, I'm in New York tonight at this comedy club. Maybe have a drink, flirt." That's what I wrote. She goes, "No."
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't say anything. So I was like, all right. There's 24 hours go by. Then she goes, "Nice." I didn't reply because she just said no, right? She goes, "Nice invite. Super hard to turn down. I'm all flushed." And then I wrote, "LOL, ouch." Like what did you just logged back in to roast me for some reason? So then she goes, "You're welcome. Your mom said that exact thing."
What?
I know I didn't
Why did you
get
keep
it.
texting this person?
Well,
For the
I don't
story
know.
at this point. that's
Yeah,
it.
right?
And then I wrote, "Your message style is unique. I can't tell if you hate me or not." And then she wrote, "I'm not unique. I promise. I'm just disappointed in my gender. Judging from this app, they apparently expect so little." And then I was just like, I wrote,
Someone's doing a thesis.
I wrote back,
She's in college doing
"Wow,
a thesis project.
you seem super fun." And then I just unmatched us. But like, what?
Can I see a photo?
Yeah.
I think I know exactly what the problem was.
Okay.
You didn't ask her on a date.
I
You-
1000% did.
No, you asked her to come watch you do a show and then hang out after. You didn't ask her
A
to
drink
dinner.
is a date.
No, but you asked her to your show, which is not a date. Because also that's such a big commitment for someone to come and watch a whole comedy show and wait for you to go up and be alone and just sit there. You weren't thinking about her. You're
I
thinking-
wasn't. I don't even know her.
I know, but
What
that-
do you expect?
But that's what I'm saying. She
Yeah.
wanted you to take her on a date.
Yeah, well, get over yourself. Like, this is how dating apps work. It would be like if I approached a woman at a bar and I was like, "Hey, how's it going? Good, nice to," and we talk.
Do you
and
wanna
then
go
get
to Red
know some-
Lobster?
I'm just telling
we don't
you why she
immediately
responded
jump
that
to
way.
5-star dinner and like, "Well, are you ready to commit?" This is the problem with a
No.
lot of modern day things is they expect to demand what the outcome is going to be, and like it's just a drink and flirt. Let's just have a drink and
but
flirt. See where this goes.
If you hadn't invited her to your show, it would have been totally different.
I
If you were-
didn't. I added that.
Oh.
Do you want to read the actual dialogue?
Yeah.
I left
'Cause
some parts
if you
out.
just
It's not their
said, let's
fucking
meet
business.
for a drink,
Yeah. I
that
said,
would be totally
Do
different.
you want to drink and flirt later?
Okay.
That's what I wrote.
But you said invite her to a show. You just added that.
What the actual thing said, because I just leaving some sentences out, is that I have to do a bunch of bullshit, but now I'm off to work, want to drink and flirt later.
Oh.
I didn't even tell her I'm a stand-up. I assume she could gather that from the pictures.
From stalking.
Well, just not even stalking, just looking at my profile. Like, I'm not very shy about it. But, like, I don't want the thing to see it.
Oh, I know what app this is.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's just. So she's in the arts?
I guess. I don't know what she is. She seems to be in the pits.
It's kind of odd that she'd be like, I'm so fat when she's like 10 pounds.
Well, I think she just isn't funny and she's trying to be, but she's also rude. She's rude and like disappointed in my gender. They expect so little. Well, what do you expect?
You know what'd be
twat?
interesting? You know what'd be interesting? Because this is like a text conversation and it's really hard to read tone.
Yeah.
You could be
You
having
sound like my dad right now.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could be having two completely separate conversations. You are having one conversation, she's having another.
Right.
Where she's reading the tone differently.
Well, and I gave her that as if it was her tone was different. I kept saying like LOL or like ouch. Hey. Yeah, this is a unique messaging style. I was literally like playing it as if like surely she wouldn't be messaging a guy she matched with on an app if she's just this turned off by me. Yeah. Like I don't even know how to
also,
articulate
half of her
this.
photos are pictures of her with horses.
Yeah.
Why are we going on a date with this person?
She likes horses.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Does that bother you?
No.
Well, that's a fun question for you, Leah. Are there any things that would be like a deal breaker? Like if a dude... Like
a ton of things.
You thought my deal breaker would be like, I ain't hanging out with no horse lady.
Yeah, horse lady sounds horrible.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Whatever.
I love dogs, pro wrestling, a lot of weird shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dogs aren't, that's not a weird thing.
Maybe some girls don't like dogs or they're allergic or I don't know.
No. Every fun guy likes dogs. That's, take as old as time.
Okay.
Like I feel like every dating profile, a guy has a photo with him with a motorcycle and a bulldog and a cigarette. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do have a photo of me and a motorcycle. Photo of me and a dog, not a bulldog.
Yeah.
And I smoke cigars.
There you go. Wow, nailed it.
Yeah. Bulldog was too specific.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I only know like 3 bulldogs ever.
Really? Yeah, I guess me too. Or pit bull.
I don't know any pit bulls.
Anyway, so not even world famous pit bull?
Oh, no, I'm
Mr.
glad I don't
305?
know.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Worldwide?
Yeah, exactly. My deal breakers are someone who smokes cigarettes actively.
Right, not occasionally like when in London.
No, like when it's appropriate, you can have like 1 or 2 or whatever you're doing. Like if you're having with the
like
drink,
a pack
that's
an hour or
fine.
something.
Right, like someone who's actually a smoker. Yeah. Like 2 packs a day. You know, it's just that's so unattractive to me. Another deal breaker would be someone who doesn't take care of their emotional health, like doesn't know how to have healthy conversations about conflict.
Sure.
Yeah.
Someone who's never been to therapy. That's a huge red flag to me.
Really?
Oh my God.
So you're looking for an adult male?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yikes. Oh.
No, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily what that means, but all right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Well, therapy is a strange request.
Why?
Because what is that? Like what?
I don't think anyone's had a perfect life where they've never had to talk to someone about something. It's like, sure, if you meditate, great, you know, but I think that for the most part, everyone has faced something through the course of their life where they need a little bit of reparenting or someone to bounce an idea off of or a way to figure out communication better.
Right. But that like, what do you work for, like a therapy business or something? That's nonsense.
Yeah, and if
like,
you can
I
follow
always
me
say,
on
like,
leahstherapy.com,
well, I
I'll give
always
free
say, like,
sessions to you. Yeah.
People that go to therapy, it's great because I support whatever people want to do. But the idea of like, I have friends who genuinely listen to me. Not only genuinely listen to me, but they genuinely know me. And they can sit there and have like and go, oh man, that sucks. And I don't really have an answer, but I'm listening to you and I'm here with you through that pain. And then also sometimes they do have suggestions because they know me better than a stranger I'm paying for an hour who probably just got out of college like 10 years ago where they're just regurgitating shit from real intellectuals who studied the craft. Not like some
That's where my
Yale student who's like, oh, okay, well, and then I'm just gonna end up flirting with her because now I'm sharing all this vulnerable stuff that's making me feel an emotion towards her. I'd rather do
you
it
like
with...
trauma bonding with people?
No.
That's where
Well,
my
I've just learned what that term is recently.
Yeah.
that's where
Because
my
you went to therapy? Or?
No, who is it that talked about trauma bonding? It's on this pod. For sure.
Michael?
I would say most of my first dates in New York were trauma
It's a girl.
bonds.
Really?
Yeah. Like everyone just has a problem, needs to talk about it.
Yeah, but I never shut up. I'm a talker. So like for me, like
But you'll talk about your emotions. That's where
to anybody.
That's where my comment was directed towards. Was that part of the deal breakers was being able to have a communication about emotions. That's what I meant by an adult.
Well, I just find that there are a lot of people who legitimately have an uncomfortable feeling and then don't know how to express it appropriately. And so they either act out or cheat or
Shut
yell
off, yeah.
or shut off
Sure.
or whatever it is instead of just having the conversation.
Right.
And I find that so unattractive. I think it's because it's taken me a lot of self-work to get there. So now I'm at a place where I'm like, if I'm dating someone who doesn't know how to communicate and I've taken the time to work on it,
Yeah.
it's going to be just a mismatch, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
'cause-
rage is another like absolute deal breaker.
Of course.
Ugh.
You know what's funny is I'm very proud of this next statistic.
Oh. Uh-huh.
I've only like raised my voice twice, probably ever, and it was to the same woman, which I regrettably is sad. But it was only twice in my life. I've never yelled at someone.
Feels like we need more information.
I've never yelled. Like I don't get so mad that I would yell. I could go quiet, or I could be like.
What about joyful yelling? Like when you're at a sporting event,
every
you know?
day,
Yeah.
on this podcast. But
Yeah.
I'm saying like I've never yelled in rage at someone.
Yeah.
I've never even raised my voice in anger except twice.
Yeah. Well, but I bet you have like when you were like young, like with your family maybe, or get
I
in
was kind of
fights
a little
with
pussy,
sisters.
dude. I was a
No?
little bitch.
Mm.
I'd cry first.
See, my brothers would like intentionally.
Really? Yeah, I was a little
my
baby.
brothers would intentionally make me. They'd
Oh,
pick
really?
on me intentionally because I would turn into a rage monster.
Well, the only people I had to look up to, like for behavioral examples, were my older sisters. So
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't raise their voice; they fucking cried.
Yeah, my brothers would like push me around to like get me to Hulk out.
Poke the bear.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony the Bull.
And they think it's hilarious, and it took years of like
Yeah.
deconstruction to like.
Did you go to therapy?
Yeah. I have before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, you're dating someone. Just kidding.
Sorry, it's
Am I?
disappointing.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe break up with her.
Yeah, you know.
Leah's
Yeah,
interested.
what is Leah? Yeah, is she? Okay. Other deal breakers. It just feels like maybe let's make it about me again. And
That's what I want.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Deal breakers. Another deal breaker would be someone who lives in their car.
Right. Those
You know,
are the
just,
obvious ones.
are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's dating a guy that lives in his car?
When you listen to a lot of people in comedy, you think
Yeah.
everyone might date someone in their car. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean?
is true.
Yeah.
Why is our business so full of losers?
Sad
Sincerely,
loser.
I have a lot
Yeah.
of friends who are losers.
I
They
know.
just do not have their shit together.
I was
You know,
saying the
people
other
are
day.
surprised when they come into my house. They go, "You live here?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. I'm a 36-year-old fucking man. This is where I live." What are you shocked about? What's your place like? Is it a Corolla?
Oh, I live in a living room with like 4 other people.
Yeah, it's very
like,
weird.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
It's so gross. Hygiene. Those are like pretty regular ones, but you'd be surprised. There are some people who don't shower for 3 days and think it's fine.
Wow.
And I remember like 5 years ago, I dated a guy who I would refer to as stink butt.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be dating someone that I have to call
That you
stink
call
butt.
stink butt,
Yeah.
You know what's funny is this just reminded me of another thing. There's a few girls in comedy that I see pretty regularly, so I end up hearing their act, and they'll say like, "My last boyfriend was such a loser. He would just like play World of Warcraft all day." Or like, "My last boyfriend wore bell bottoms." But it's like you dated him. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Why did you date a guy who wore Jinkos?
Yes, you knew that day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, you must have put up with it, and then he rejected you, and now you're like, oh, this will hurt his feelings. It's like a very weird. You're somewhat to blame for that. It's a
Yeah.
very weird thing. I don't really have any deal breakers that I can
What if
think
that?
of.
What if that joke was framed in the direction of themselves, self-deprecating? Where like, I'm such a loser. I was dating a guy who wore bell bottoms.
But
How
they
would you
don't
feel
do
about
that.
that?
And
I know.
also, I don't think that. Yeah, I mean, maybe
Would
if they
that- would
worded
that
it that
make
way,
you
that'd
feel
be better.
better? Yeah, would that
if
make
they
you
were
feel
like
better?
putting on themselves.
Right, like, I'm
you're
a-
the dum-dum.
Yeah, I'm dumb for doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I'm usually dumb just for other reasons.
Yeah, me too. I'm dumb in lots of things,
Me
but
too.
not in who I share my life with for months.
Which currently is?
Nobody.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna get a dog maybe soon.
Oh my God, you should.
Yeah, I'm
What kind of
super sad.
dog?
I haven't had a dog for years. A Labradoodle. They don't shed. They're cute. They're very smart. They're funny. They sit in chairs.
They're funny. I like that you said that they're funny.
They're so
They
funny.
sit in
Yeah.
chairs.
They're very funny. Every time I see one, I go, that dog's funny.
The
Do you feel
dog's
like you
got
have a
personality.
name for your Labradoodle? You've
But
like
yeah, you gotta meet him.
Yes.
Also, I might be getting a Labradoodle who already has a name.
A rescue.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like a.
Straight
They're
from the
kind of
breeder.
already been like potty trained. They're
Oh,
like still
nice.
puppies, but they're like they've gone through like a little.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, they've already been abused by someone else.
Not abused.
No.
No one's hurting them. What was
That's
I gonna say?
that's the way to get a dog. When you want to get a cat, I think you got to get it when it's young.
Yeah.
Because cats are such assholes. If you just get like a
I got a kitten for a girl and it didn't work out.
yeah.
That cat was a maniac.
The relationship didn't
no,
work
no,
out.
the cat just like is even to this day like a disaster. Like
Wow.
he's just a psycho. And I picked him because I was like, "Ooh, this one's got a little fire in him."
Oh
And that
my
was a
god,
problem. That was my
yeah,
fault.
You
And then I
really
gave it to another person. Like, hey, here's your cat for your birthday. And just, oof, a kitten. Because I figured, who doesn't want a kitten?
I don't.
I know, I was wrong.
Yeah,
I
like
was wrong.
literally no one.
Yeah.
No one would want a kitten.
I don't.
They're cute for 2
Fucking
weeks.
moaning about how she wanted a cat for so long. I got her a little kitten.
Yeah, the problem is that when kittens grow up, they become cats.
She loves cats.
That's the
yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
This
that's
one
the
was
problem.
like
problem.
This one was like a serial killer in a past life. The only reason I brought up all that stuff about dating apps and your deal breakers and things like that is because you have a podcast
Yeah.
it's called I wrote it down.
Falling in Love
is
with-
what the name of the
With
podcast
LEAH
is.
LAMARR.
But it's like them falling in love with you. It has nothing to do with dating.
LOL.
right?
No, it has nothing to do with me. I
Oh,
set
okay.
2 single friends up on a date on the podcast and see if they fall in love. So I interview them each individually.
Okay.
And well, I choose one person first and I ask them all of their deal breakers, what they're looking for in a partner. And then based off of that, I send them 5 to 10 profiles of people I know who are single.
Okay.
And then they choose their top 3. And then from that top 3 based
LEAH
off of
La
availability.
Matchmaker, if
Thank
you will.
Availability
It's a lot
and
of
interest,
work.
I set them up. It's too much work.
Yeah,
it's
for a
honestly
podcast.
too much work. I
We
spend
do this once a week, and it's still there's still times we're like, how are we gonna get one out next week? You know?
I mean, it
And we're
takes a
literally
lot of
just
editing.
sitting here doing nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
let 'em-
record for 2 hours and I chop it down to like an hour,
Oh,
hour
so
15.
I don't do
so
any
it's
of
a
that.
full
He's like,
nightmare.
hey, can you take that 30 seconds out? I'm like, probably not.
Yeah, he's the laziest producer. in
Wow,
nonsense.
you're the worst
By
producer
choice,
ever.
though.
Do you want to
'Cause he
also
knows how
produce
to
my
do it.
podcast?
And he's very proactive and he's a very successful man. But when it comes to anything like this, he's like, I'm leaving it in.
Yeah.
Sounded fine. I was like, Tony, I'm asking you to take it out. I said a racial slur.
People like it. The people like it. You know.
Yeah, you're
They
like, it's
the
going to be on the
quiet-
internet
No, they
forever.
don't.
Yeah.
He's saying they like it so that he can keep it in. I know what's
Oh,
going
they
on.
like
here.
it. They get comments all the time.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Well, I do think that
But,
relationship stuff is fascinating that way to me.
well, so the podcast is interesting because I do have a success story right now.
Oh,
The people I have on episode 7 have been dating for 7.5 months.
Nice.
Since the podcast.
That's great.
They had a New Year's party together. They invited me. They're like, we'll cancel it if you don't come. I was like, I'm
Oh,
there.
That sounds
you know.
like a threat. but-
Nah, you
Sounds
know,
like a
they're
hot
great.
guy.
I cry every time I see them post a photo together because I was like, oh, it
That's sweet.
actually.
You're so
Did
invested,
something?
but also you're going to be devastated when they break up.
Listen,
You're part of it.
I already had this happen.
It's called codependency. You're
Look.
just doing it on a third party level.
Wait. Okay, so on the podcast, I interview them individually, then I bring them both into the room, and then we do a select few questions with 36 questions that lead to love by psychologist Arthur Aaron that were published in the New York Times in 2015.
Mhm.
The questions are super vulnerable and really intimate. So it's
That's
there's
the
a
same newspaper that published Ted Kaczynski's manifesto, just so you know.
anyway, moving forward. So
It's a really credible thing
yeah,
to be published in.
New York Times. Okay,
Yeah.
so half
The one that
of
does the crossword. Go ahead.
there's a lot of comedy, there's a lot of drama. Someone cries on a
Cartoons.
podcast almost every time. And then after they do 4 minutes of uninterrupted eye contact without any verbal communications, I obviously cut that from the audio from the podcast. And then afterward, they go on a date without me in the room, but it's all recorded.
Okay.
And then after the date,
They have
I po-
sex.
yeah, they fuck really hard.
Do you record that?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Yeah,
you can't
I've
record
got my
that.
own channel on YouPorn. That's just, I mean,
What
is that
if they just start banging during the dinner and they're like, dude, we were recording. Like, man, we
Yeah,
felt each other.
yeah,
You
I
had
mean-
us look into each other's eyes for longer
That'd
than
be your most popular episode.
yeah, they signed forms that said it was okay.
Perfect.
So we're going to release it. And then I have them back individually and I wrap up with them one-on-one. And if it's both yeses, then I give each other's numbers. And then I follow up with them to make sure that they've gone on a date and see how it went.
Mm-hmm.
And so my first episode, they dated for 2 months. And 6 weeks after, they came back on the podcast to do a wrap-up episode. And it was great. And they were talking all about their sex life and how much they liked each other and how wonderful
Yowza.
it was. And then 2 weeks later, they broke up. And I was in the middle of it. I was getting calls at like 6 a.m. on a Monday. Like
Yeah,
I was
you
getting
really
calls.
put yourself in a weird position to not be paid, especially.
I mean, right? That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
This would be fine if it was your service, but
I
like
charge-
you're just
Yeah.
now a middle woman that wanted a podcast.
I charge hourly. Yeah, I'm like, I'm recording in the basement of the Comedy Store. Why you like? Don't expect so much from me. You know what I mean? Like this is please.
Yeah, you should get a
Um,
trophy just for going down there.
I mean, I love the podcast studio at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, just saying.
I love the podcast studio at the Comedy Store. Anyway, and I'm very grateful to
Jeff
have my
Dye
podcast.
said it. They're not going to confuse our voice.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, Jeff Dye will never work again at the Comedy Store.
No, I'm not worried about
But
it.
yeah,
I will.
you don't have to.
I'll work a bunch.
No, you're doing great.
Thank
and maybe you should come on my podcast.
I don't think that's a good idea at
It's
all.
probably a bad idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
But you never know. What if I set you up with someone great?
I'm fine.
But you're on dating apps talking to girls who have horse photos
I know.
who don't like you.
Yeah, she definitely did not like
No,
me.
she didn't like you.
She was rude.
She, didn't
She
like
had
you.
I
something
think she
to
was like,
prove.
maybe I'll match with this guy just to put him in his place.
Yeah,
for
she
no
had,
reason at
she
all.
had something to prove, it seemed
Yeah,
like.
it's awful.
What if she did that to everyone? She just
I don't
goes
know.
on there to make men angry.
Well, I mean,
Probably.
people do that on Twitter all the time.
When also girls do treat dating
LOL.
apps like
You know?
that. They're like, I don't even look at it. You're like, well, then why are you on here? If you're not
Mhm.
serious, you're like, well, I mean, it's sometimes. I hardly ever use this thing. That's always their first sentence. Sorry, I didn't get back to you right away. I'm never on this. You're like, okay.
No,
That doesn't make me impressed.
My favorites were like, I'm in their bio, like, I'm never on here, but here's my Instagram. Message
Yeah.
me here. I'm like,
But I need a new
okay.
follower. LOL.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
But I think so. I remember when I used to use apps, I would just go on late night. Then I would just like swipe a few times, leave a message. And then the next day I would just forget. And I'd forget for like a week. And then I'd be like, oh, or notification pop up. And I'd be like, oh, okay. And then I open it. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just,
The initial,
don't
the
care.
initial-
Yeah, it's like anything. You,
Thing is
like,
gone.
If you want the podcast to succeed, you got to commit to it. You got, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's obviously just not a high priority to you. That's
yeah,
all.
I think
You're half-assing an app that, you know, it's not going to work.
I'm more
if
committed to
you're
my
half-assing it.
podcast than to dating
Yeah.
offline. No, but also I've never dated someone from online. All the people that I date, I meet in real life. And for me, that works.
Yeah.
You know, for other people, that
It's
might
great.
not.
Yeah.
I just find it kind of like another way to just
Meet
like
someone.
lose time.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, whatever.
You could meet someone on there, though.
I
And
could.
then meet him in real life.
Yeah, I know.
Well, so here's the thing. I find, and
Hmm.
this is my own little psychological test, is that I feel like the problem with a lot of relationships, and maybe this is regional and maybe it's an age thing, whatever it is that a lot of the women that I meet want to demand the outcome first.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, well, what do you want? What are you looking for? What are you even like? You can't demand the end. You can't say like, I'm only interested in this if it's gonna have a happy ending. Because guess what? It'd be like if I was like, hey, do you want to go see a movie? And you're like, well, how does it end? You're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Does it end good? Is the movie good? I was like, I don't know. We're just gonna have to go to that movie.
Okay.
And whatever happens, happens. You can't just you're trying to demand an outcome that isn't there. Like you can't negotiate how the relationship's gonna go before it starts.
So, in defense of what you're saying,
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. And I think that a lot of women go into first dates saying, I'm looking for a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you go into a first date where you're looking for a relationship and the other person is not looking for a relationship, it's already a mismatch. So I think it's like it should start from the dating app conversation where it's like, are you looking for something serious or are you
I don't
looking
think
for
you should ask for. I think it's a really, and maybe this is my hippy dippy Seattle brain, but like, why are you even asking what someone's? These aren't like career goals where we need to have an end in mind. Like, I never wanted to date a girl with a son. In fact, I would think that, like in my old brain, I probably would have thought that's a deal breaker. But then I met a woman I fell in love with, and I fell in love with her kid, and then it was not a problem. It worked. But if I would have just outruled her immediately, like would never date a girl with a guy with a kid. That's baggage. That's a thing. It's not my kid. This guy's forever going to be in their life, and I do all that. Then yeah, I've really ruined something, and you know, and we didn't end up together forever. But what we had, in my opinion, not in hers probably, but it was really beautiful. Was it fleeting? Did it not have a happy ending? Or I don't think that things only have value if they're forever or if they're like you're kept. Is how I feel.
I hear what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I think that there is a way of thinking that some people might align on and might feel better going into a first date with. Because I know a lot of guys, especially because I have this podcast, so I talk to people about dating all the time. A lot of guys who say, I'm looking for a serious relationship. I'm looking to get married. I want to have kids. I know all of this. So I'm like, great. I know who I can set you up with who literally speaks the same way.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yes, but also, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that's a good way to match people for sure.
But that's what I'm saying. So I also know what you're saying, and I think if it feels like it's a demand, it also could be because you're not that interested.
Well, but also like girls, like, and I've witnessed this. I've probably seen this at least 200 times in my adult life.
Going on lots of dates.
No, I mean just friends, not my dates. The girls that like I just know. They're so interested in that goal that who's gonna match that goal is almost secondary to what the goal is. So like, I need the kid. I'm getting older. Ovaries about to fall off. Got to do this. Got to get them married. Got to get them to commit. And then they find themselves in a position where they're not that happy. And now they've got a kid. You're kind of stuck. You're kind of codependent. You got to get agoraphobia forming and all these different things. And now you need this guy who's not really that interesting. And the abs are gone. He doesn't make you laugh. He works all the time. You're not very passionate with each other because you were so hell-bent on getting that ring and getting those pictures and getting the relationship status and getting the baby and getting the isn't we great that they didn't even think, is this the human I love? And is this the life that I wanted? And guess what? I'm not going to Paris now because I've got fucking 2 kids with some dude who's at least emotionally cheating on me or sending messages in his fucking emails to girls. So like you're compromising the end product because you just need it now. It seems. I've seen it a bunch. And then the girls find themselves single again with a baby and going, I guess I'm dating again. And I rushed it. You haven't seen that?
Yeah, I've seen everything.
Yeah.
I've seen it all.
Yeah, it's great. I've seen it
all. You know, in my
great-
92 years of life.
Yeah.
No, of course there are people like that. But I also know people who just know what they want and they're not looking to just have sex with someone.
Right.
And it's like if
But
someone's
that
looking,
turns into something.
it can. It can.
Yeah.
But not all the time. Like I think there are times where in my life I've literally said to guys, I'm not looking for anything serious.
Yeah.
And I mean it. And I feel like they can change my mind.
Right. Because I've met a million girls who say, like this, let's just have fun. Let's just be around each other.
Yeah.
And it always changes because women are very personal about sex. And so that's kind of what the guy must be thinking about you too. It's like, well, after we start hanging out, she gets, she's going to want to be with me. And that's natural.
Well, right. But then also on the flip side, I kind of see exactly why women would want to hear, I'm looking for a relationship. We'll see where it goes versus I'm only looking for something casual. Because if a guy's saying I'm only looking for something casual and I want a relationship, I'm out.
Right.
I'm not trying to I take people at their face value.
Sure.
So if they're telling me that they don't want something serious, then I'm not interested if I'm looking for a relationship.
Right.
Because I don't want to change anyone. I believe people for their words.
It's exhausting.
That's all. Honestly, I'm tired of talking about it.
Yeah.
Jeff, next topic.
Here's the next topic. You're going to love the next topic.
Okay, I can't wait.
So old Jeffy gets real cold easy.
Uh-oh.
I get cold
Me
all the
too.
time. I hate being cold. I love this is the coldest my house ever is. And it's because I have people
77
up
is
here.
my perfect temperature.
I'm like 80 sometimes. Like I love being a little lizard. I'm like, I wear a big sleeping bag on the planes. Like I love being warm. I'm a cuddle guy. I love being warm.
When you told me you were going camping the other week, I was like, I don't know how. I would never survive that.
You should have seen me. I lived in a giant 10-foot marshmallow. Like I was just in this. I was still cold because I get cold very easy.
I love camping, so I have a sleeping bag that keeps you warm in negative 40-degree weather because I literally get so cold so fast.
Ugh. I was snuggling up next to Tyler too. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You're warm." But I get cold so easy. And a lot of people know this about me because I talk about it and I joke about it and things like that. And so when I go to places in the winter like Connecticut and Boston and New York City, I'm so bundled up. So people have seen that. Well, I'm going to Alaska, not this week, but next week. So this week I'm in Vegas on Wednesday tonight. And then I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then got the funny bone, and then I go to Alaska for a week. It's gonna be freezing cold, right? So I told the Patreon subscribers and the Instagram followers, hey, I'm going to Alaska. I'd love if you got me this, and somebody did send it. It just came in the mail today, and I was over the moon. Don't look at me, man.
Okay.
You guys just chat about something.
Oh my God.
It's a surprise.
Also, do you know that there's the disease called urticaria?
What does that mean?
When you get really cold.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you have a hard time. I thought I had it too, and I think I still might. There's a test for it where you just hold ice for a really long time and then wait to see. There's supposed to be a normal response time for when your hands start to deswell, and there's an irregular response time for how long your hands stay swollen for.
Really?
I know for me, I have to have a hot water every time I walk into a restaurant. I'm like, I'm cold. The chair's made of metal. I was like, ooh, there was a breeze. I get freezing.
Oh, wow.
I keep my heater on next to my bed at 90 when I go to sleep.
Whoa.
I know.
90?
Literally 90. I'll send you a photo if you don't believe me.
That's
I get
crazy town.
cold. I get shivery. That's why I had to leave New York. I lived there for such a long time. And my internal organs started to shake because I got so cold. I was like,
90.
I can't. I'm
That
weak.
alone makes us compatible.
Hilarious. Yeah, true.
Do you not sweat?
No. I like rarely sweat.
Yeah.
Even when I work out, sometimes I sweat.
Yeah.
Even if it's a hard workout. I know. Even when I'm hiking, I get cold. I can get cold in the
That's
sun.
crazy. I'm so upset. I find a little.
Oh my god!
Hello, podcast fans. Jeff Dye is ready for Alaska. There it is. Ready for Alaska.
That is the
Oh
scariest thing.
my god!
So not only do I look cool, but I feel warm. My head is warm. Everything's very warm.
I hate it so
feel
much.
very, very happy.
I literally hate it.
You don't like it? Look, it's very handy.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh,
is
maybe this
useful.
will change your opinion. Maybe I got to get rid of this. Maybe it's a little more sporty.
Wait a second.
That thing, it looks like you look like the Fly.
Meets Darth Vader.
You look like
I look like someone like flesh disease.
you
You know,
look
like all my skin's
you look
been
like
burned
a
off.
vulture.
I hate it more now, if possible.
You look
Wait,
like
'cause
a
the
little
neck thing?
vulture.
Yeah, I think I needed the neck thing.
But like you look like you. So we played Donkey Kong Country, right?
Yeah.
You look like that giant bird you fight in one of the bosses.
Oh man,
Necky.
Necky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was so mad that I didn't come up with that name before you. Necky. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. Big Necky. But even Necky's got a big, cool beak. I look like Necky's beak fell off.
Yeah.
Which is the whole part of Necky that makes him look like a bird.
And I don't like that the part that's on your face moves when you talk. I don't like it.
That's
yeah,
the
I don't
part
like
I'm
the way his
into.
mouth moves,
I
right?
feel like a mascot.
Yeah, I don't like it because it's like
More like an ascot.
Hey.
It was meant, ascot is a real word, which is
Yeah,
the problem
you should
there.
have said jackass, Scott.
Oh, yeah, well, kind of had
Because
a
I
better
don't
ring
look
to it
like
the other
a
way.
thing a gay guy would wear around his neck. That's
You never
an
know.
ascot.
You never know.
Or a flight attendant.
you look
Which
like
is the same thing, really.
you look like if like Marvel was doing a movie in the 80s and
Yeah.
like they didn't have good
What was the movie's premise? A man so warm he's finally comfortable?
Well, it's just like they don't have a good CGI yet, so like they just throw that on you to like make it look like the super like Lou Ferrigno. They just painted him green.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, you look like that version of like some real shitty character.
Big shout out to whoever sent this to me. I remember someone messaging me like, where can we send gifts if we got something for you? All right, and then after I posted this mask, someone said, I'll get you one. Well, what's your address? And I can't recall who it is. So message me and I'll give you a shout out on the next episode, which is a very VIP episode. But also,
Whatever.
it's very important for a very important guest.
I got it. It just made me feel bad.
What? You're a very important guest too.
Okay, so this is also a VIP episode.
Yeah,
Jeff.
I would have said it about like if we had a different person sitting there last week, and then I said next week I'll give someone a shout out, and that's going to be an awesome guest. I would have said that VIP.
Whatever.
I can't take you,
You give-
seriously with that
You
thing.
give people on the internet your address?
No, it's a business. I send it to my office.
Got it.
It's not my home address.
you,
So if you want to send me stuff, ask me for my address.
I can't. You look like a different being with that thing on.
Yeah, you look like
look-
it's actually really scary. I feel
Oh,
like
that
you're an
feels so
alien
good
who's
here.
come here to eat our. I feel like you're gonna eat my brains, and we're
Yeah.
just like, okay, well, this is.
See, that's better. That's
Okay,
better.
now he's
Jeff's
human.
back.
Because now it's like now you're just going on a motorcycle or like a little scooter in
Now
France.
you're just an idiot on a scooter. Yeah.
Yeah, like
How
yeah,
dare
like
you.
a little Vespa. Not even a Ural. Not even your motorcycle with the sidecar. Like a Vespa. Not a cool fat scooter.
You can only go like,
Like-
10 miles per hour.
Yeah. In like Italy, you're going to get a cappucino.
Ooh, I actually would
That
love a
sounds fun.
cappuccino
Yeah,
after
that sounds
this.
really
You guys
cute.
want to get a coffee after this?
Totally.
I know a good place.
Yeah.
And now it's growing on me, unfortunately. I
Yeah.
don't like to admit it. You look like if Amelia Earhart had no personal style.
See, but that's
She
then,
didn't.
Then we get into creature. Now you're a creature.
Yeah, no, I don't like this one.
Now you're a
Yeah,
creature.
this one is coming to eat your
Now you're-
babies.
I'm taking it off, but it does feel so good. You'd love it. It's warm.
I mean, just pass it over here. Oh wow, it's two separate
Yeah,
pieces.
yeah.
Yeah, this part goes and hurts my ears.
See, now you look like the least cool like
Chimp?
There's Scorpion, there's Sub-Zero, then there's that loser.
No way,
with the
dude.
pink
No.
one.
Reptile, Scorpion, Sub-Zero,
Okay.
then this guy.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah.
they're all cool.
No.
But that one's not.
Baraka's gay
That
cousin.
one's
No,
not.
you look like the doctor at the commercial audition who's saying that your wife has breast cancer
And
and your baby's gonna
my baby's
die.
not gonna make it.
I had it too. It's such a great
Yeah.
gift. I can't wait to wear this on an airplane and just watch how many people are like trying to like sneak a photo of me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so happy.
You
with
should
this
put your
thing.
Instagram handle on it. Honestly, you should.
At Jeff Dye.
I'm so excited about this.
Around
gift.
the neck part.
Ugh,
How do I?
it's
close
so
it, man?
awful.
So big shout out to that. If you guys want to send us gifts, Leah, where can they send
It's really
you gifts?
awful, but I want one. So
Where-
if you want to send it to me too.
Yeah, you want a warm
Just
little
email
hand.
Yeah, I
her
want a
from
one
your
little
Hotmail
hat.
account, and
Let
she'll
her,
tell
let
you.
her,
Yeah.
hook her up with one of these guys. So yeah, where can the people find you? How can people get to know you better personally? Where can they stalk your account? Maybe they would like to be on your silly dating escapades.
I'm looking for new stalkers, new people
Yeah.
on my podcast.
Done.
Always like to make new friends. That's not really true, but I am on a friendship podcast. So
Yeah,
here we are.
You're my friend.
I know.
Yeah, but who? But what if they want? What if they're like, oh, maybe she can set me up?
Yeah. So
Do they have to live in LA?
right now you have to live in LA or at least be visiting LA, but I think it would be really awful for me to set two people up on a date being like, I
And
know
then you
you're
go back
leaving
to
town.
Yeah, you go back to
But long
Tulsa.
distance works, especially nowadays.
Yeah, kind of. Anyway, so
Oh, you don't think so? I don't know.
I
You
tried-
have all the data.
I know, you know what? I was recently in a relationship with someone who was always in another country.
Right, and that didn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's over. It's
Yeah.
very over. And you can find me on Instagram at Leah Lamar, LEAH LAMARR. You can find my podcast. Yee. Does it sound like you're hawking a loogie when you're saying my last?
I didn't have the mask on.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was
It
just
would've- It would have
weird.
made more sense if I did as the creature.
Yeah.
You can find my podcast at Falling in Love Podcast. It's on iTunes and Spotify under Falling in Love with Leah Lamar. My web series on YouTube
Say it to
at
us.
Real
It's weird
Witches
when you
of
do it right to
WeHo.
camera.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm just
She's
talking
connecting.
directly to them. Yeah,
Fair
I want
enough.
people to know that I will just look them right into the soul.
Oh,
you know what
my
I mean?
God,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Even
right
that
here,
guy at
right
Hotmail.
here.
Yeah.
Well, not that guy, but yeah. Please
He's
don't
for sure
actually be a
listening.
stalker. Yeah,
He's
he's
looking
listening.
for a relationship.
All I'm saying is, it's enough with the emails. I appreciate them so much. You're
Yeah.
so sweet. But you know, enough is enough.
Oh
There's
my
a
God,
line.
we're witnessing a breakup.
There's a line.
She's breaking up with him.
I just, you know, they make me a little uncomfortable.
Great.
Yeah, she's not ready.
I don't know if I'm ready for that sort of love.
And I would say, love doesn't give up. You keep shooting those emails. You'll wear her down, bub. You'll wear her right down. She'll eventually be like, you know what? I keep running around with these gosh darn losers. And this guy's saying the earth shaked.
Damn
I
you,
love
Jeff
him.
Dye.
I love him. And she'll start sending you pickies.
Yeah. Send me a pic. You know what? Send me a pic.
Yeah, let's see what you
I
look
gotta,
like.
Yeah, I need
we'll do
a
a little
pic.
friendship podcast update.
Oh, you might-
have you back on. We'll see.
I hope
We'll
you
do
don't
a
live.
summary
I hope
of
you don't
what-
live to regret that request.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
picture
yeah.
You know what?
request.
Pic.
Don't send me a pic.
Actually,
Don't.
you should reply to one of his emails. Send me a pic.
I don't think you should
Send me-
reply
I
to
don't-
one of his emails.
Come on.
Well, he's
Tony,
listening.
Tony!
No,
Don't
this
you ruin this.
This is an issue of safety.
You
Don't
piece
open
of
that
Family
door.
podcast.
Yeah, don't open that door.
You send her a pic. I'll send you her address.
Anyway, so
I don't have her addresses.
Jeff doesn't know where I live. Thank God. Jeff, are you my stalker?
I can't be trusted with
Oh
anybody.
my God! What if he's my stalker?
No, it just came out right. Remember, you saw my opening line. Hello, little one. That's what,
Yeah.
what I'd have started with. I would have said the earth shakes.
You do the same thing. Oh,
No,
okay. You
I was
never
just
talk
making
like that
fun
to me.
of that. What's
I
that?
said you never talk like that to me.
I would. Yeah,
So then it could be you.
it's not me.
It's not
Just
Jeff.
saying.
Anyway, also,
I
if you want to
don't
come see me
have
do
Hotmail.
stand up, you can find my show dates on my website and also post about them on Instagram. Also follow me on Twitter at Leah Lamar.
Nice. Tone Bear, what's going on? What's shaking? What's new, baby?
A lot of stuff coming in 2020. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Just follow me on social media. I am Tony Reavis, and you can stay up to date there.
Nice.
All that stuff, and we got a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff
so,
going. A lot of stuff cooking.
yeah.
Thanks, Tony.
I have Nomad Bar in Vegas, Park MGM, private show, but you can still get tickets. I don't know how it works. Go to Nomad Bar in Vegas tonight at Park MGM. It's gonna be an awesome show. Me, Jeff Zenasek, JC Karias, and I'm headlining, baby. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm in Cincinnati at the Funny Bone. It's technically Liberty Township, but it's called the Cincinnati Funny Bone. Go to funnybone.com for tickets to that. And then next week I'm in Alaska. Also next week on the podcast.
Oh boy.
Here's the thing. We've had 92 weeks of people that I love that I want you to get to know who are awesome. Next week will be such a giant celebrity that you guys
The
won't.
earth will move.
You
guys
just
won't
have
believe
me
it.
back.
The earth
Yeah.
shakes.
You guys won't believe it.
The earth will shake.
And somebody might go, "This is the guest." Well, it's a big deal to Jeffy. I love you guys. We'll talk later. Ooh,
Friendship.
But that, great episode. Hey, I'm hoping to see you guys tonight at the Nomad Bar at MGM Park in Vegas. If not tonight, we'll see you in Cincinnati at the Liberty Funny Bone. It's the Cincinnati Funny Bone. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm going to be there all 4 days with you people in Ohio. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited to be there. It's going to be a fun time. Then the week after that, I'm in Alaska. If you don't live anywhere near any of those, that's okay. Just keep tuning in the podcast. We have a huge special guest next week that I'm excited about. Big thank you to LEAH LAMARR this week. Yeah, I think that's about it. Patreon, subscribe, please. We love you. If you already do, we love you double. Peace.